Just since I've traveled to Japan, and I'm guessing the same goes for most of you. Now, what do you miss most about Japan? The arts and culture, bargain shopping, or the beautiful scenery? I don't know, every time I hear the words Japan, inevitably the first thing that comes to my mind is food.
As you may already know, I'm a vegetarian. Vegetarianism to me is not just something hip, but a lifestyle choice that brings me lots of happiness. How so? Seeing chefs being creative with the recipe is one of the things that brings me joy. While you may associate Japanese cuisine with Kobe beef and abundant variety of seafood, many Japanese staples are actually vegetarian. Rice, seaweed, mushrooms, tofu, and sesame seeds, you name it. So I say, Japanese food has the potential to be delicious and wholesome for vegetarians.
You're right, Janice, and that's one of the reasons why I love going to Japan. I can eat well, stay healthy, not feel guilt, and satisfy all of my Japanese food cravings.
People say appetizers are very important. I can't agree more. Look at what they have here for us. It got me very excited about what's coming up next.
You're right, Janice. You know, steak tartare I've had many times before, but this is something entirely different. The spicy vegetable tartare here is served with 5 kinds of vegetables in spicy marinade. It combines different colors, flavors, and textures. There's 0 meat and just as yummy.
The spinach salad is very delicious too. Sesame dressing and spinach are a match made in heaven. No wonder it is one of the most popular salads in Japanese cuisine. As a country famous for its intricate layers of etiquette, Japanese people do care about their manners, especially when they're dining at a quiet, fancy restaurant.
Well, I love the ritual of fancy Japanese dining, but I also like the more casual side of food as well. There's nothing like enjoying a few skewers over a cold drink. Get you one of these.
Thank you. Wow.
Cheers to modern-day robotaiyaki.
Yay, cheers.
Unlike the robotaiyaki we usually think of, this combo set features vegetables from different parts of Japan. Fukuoka eggplant, Kyoto green pepper, and Miyazaki sweet potato. And the skewers are perfected with just the right dash of Japanese sea salt.
Apart from robotaiyaki, sushi is another must-have in a Japanese meal. If you think sushi is just about fish, then these 2 vegetarian rolls will change your mind upside down.
The ladyfinger roll is made with okra, mushroom, and lotus root, and all the ingredients are wrapped in tofu skin and honey. The flavors are unlike anything I've tried before.
And this Mexican roll has just become my new favorite. Featuring cream cheese, jalapeno, and avocado, it's safe to say this is the most flavorful sushi roll I've ever had.
Agimono, which is the Japanese term for deep-fried dishes, features prominently in Japanese cuisine. Among all the deep-fried goodies, tempura has always been on the top of my list.
I got your Des. Look at the mixed vegetable tempura here. The batter is light and delicate, and they're presented on top of fried somen noodles. The dish looks as good as it tastes.
Janice, this Nagoya spicy udon is such a nice cap-off to our meal. And in recent years, you hear a lot of arguments about a vegetarian diet doing good for the environment and possibly being a solution to the world's hunger crisis. Some people doubt this, but I say if all the food tasted like this, it's possible.
Des, I like the way you're so environmentally conscious. I think we should do this more often. Let's cheers for a great meal and a good conversation. Cheers. As the world's fastest growing woody plant, bamboo is an essential material that is widely used in a variety of applications. One great example is bamboo scaffolding. But apart from that, this super plant is also a great source to artisans around the world.
we have invented bamboo artisans from Taiwan and Japan to share the journey in reinventing the traditional craft of bamboo with bamboo artisans in Hong Kong. They have imagined the impossibilities of weaving utility and contemporary aesthetics into traditional bamboo craftsmanship. Each section draws attention to the texture, form, and natural qualities of bamboo, as well as the processes and historical contexts that have shaped our engagement with the material over thousands of years. The story begins at assimilate into the environment, which traces the development of bamboo craft from agricultural tools and practical utensils in ancient times. Then we move forward to the pursuit of elegance, which unfolds the aesthetic objects of art accompanying the spread of tea ceremony from China. And finally, the beauty of daily objects, which renews the emphasis in the concept of beauty of usage. Bamboo is easily accessible and inspires respect. Its hollow stem, firm roots, and upright stance embody the spirit of upward mobility and moral integrity in Chinese culture. In addition, we have come to create an elaborate living culture around it. This cultural phenomenon around bamboo have transcended countries and cultures, giving our participant artisan a shared thread of traditional heritage.
Hi Dylan, what's your thoughts on bamboo?
I think bamboo is such a cultural icon in Asia. It's very versatile that you can shape them in different ways. I love the material.
And why do you think bamboo is such a special resource in art?
You know, bamboo only takes 2 years to grow, whereas timber takes 4 to 5 years. It's such a sustainable material, and I think this is going to be the material for artists in the future.
Is there a piece from this exhibition that you love the most and why?
It's actually this birdcage right here.
Oh, wow.
That birdcage actually belongs to my grandpa. It's a birdcage in the 40s. I took this one to a seafood in the bird market. He's actually the only person in Hong Kong who could actually repair this piece for me. You look at the color and also the cups. They're so special, and those are very valuables. Seafood's own treasure, and he gave it to me.
And it holds a family story also.
Exactly.
I would like to introduce one of the works and one of my favorites. It's Moon Halo by a local Hong Kong artisan, Angus Ting. So like a wind chime, the bamboo strips slowly rotate with the touch of breeze, illustrating the ever-changing sky from dawn to dusk, and the moon halo during the midsummer time. The interactive installation can be turned by hand with varying rhythms. Each piece of bamboo dragonflies is boiled and air-dried in a mold to ensure uniformity in shape. These pieces of bamboo dragonflies are then combined at different angles with buckles made of bamboo. Bamboo has always been very close to our lives. They are closely connected with our history, rituals, and customs. We hope the authenticity and sentimental interactions between bamboo and our artisans will remind us to enjoy, appreciate, and live at the present moment.
After talking to Penny and Dylan, I've learned that there are so many blessings around us, and yet we sometimes take them for granted. In fact, it's all these unnoticeable things that comprise the vast majority of our lives. So guys, let's enjoy these small things and improve our lives in a big way.
After the break.
They say life is a pleasant journey as it offers us with certain unpredictable situations that planning doesn't work, and this unpredictability adds flavor to our lives. The same goes for furniture design. Take sofa design as an example. Not only does a sofa need to be stylish, but also needs to feature unpredictable functions to keep user comfort and entertained.
We all want to make the most of our furniture pieces, so a functional and practical sofa with storage is a great way to make your room feel more spacious, and this sectional sofa says it all. This stylish sofa includes a built-in storage area for including all kinds of things like pillows, blankets, books, and more. And it also consists of a reclining seat for an extra comfortable experience.
What I love about this three-piece sectional is it can transform into a sofa bed. so I can crash right after, even there's a late night live sports game.
For most of 2020, we've been trying out all sorts of new things to do at home, from trying out new recipes to doing yoga. But for those of you who enjoy listening to music and want it to sound as good as it possibly can, why not look into home stereo systems?
So choosing the right speaker, there's a lot of factors involved. Probably one of the most important is the room that you're planning on putting the speaker into. Whether you've got a small room, a large room, will play very heavily into the type of speaker you might be looking at. For example, a stand mount speaker or a taller floor standing one. The industrial design is also extremely important as well, because different people have different preferences and what they like the look of. Do they want a standard kind of box? Do they want something a bit more shape to it? And then obviously there's the sound quality, which is arguably the most important. It's a speaker after all. One thing to really look into is the philosophy of what the brand is trying to achieve. Are they trying to bring certain aspects of sound out, or are they really looking to try and create a direct connection between the artist and the audience by trying to do as little changing to the sound as possible? And then there's also looking, do you want to do music or do you want to do home theatre? There's a lot of things to think about. Genre of music, whether you want to really go into the low end with the bass, then you might look at a floor stander or a system with a subwoofer. There's so much to think about when you're choosing a speaker.
When we talk about hi-fi systems, I think we should know how to appreciate both design and function. While maintaining its aesthetic beauty, a good hi-fi system should comprise all the latest technologies, so it can give you the most beautiful sounds.
In terms of popularity and trends with speakers, active speakers have really started to really take off. So active speakers are speakers where everything is included in the boxes. It's not just a pair of speakers. You've got amplifiers in there. You may have streaming technology, different inputs. And especially in places where we've got smaller rooms, like here in Hong Kong, we may not have the opportunity to have a separate room for our hi-fi. We may not have the space to have all these extra boxes. So active speakers, as I say, have really, really taken off. And some of these active speakers have some amazing tricks with digital signal processing. So you can even tell them a little bit about the room that they're going into to slightly kind of fine-tune the experience. Active speakers have been the biggest kind of increase in terms of popularity, I'd say.
So now you've found the speakers that you like. That's a very good start. Next, you also need to look into the space and the layout of the room that you're going to put the speakers in, because improving room acoustics means better sound quality.
So for a standard kind of Hong Kong living room, as mentioned previously, you do have active speakers, and some of them have ways that you can tune the sound for the room. And what a lot of people don't realise is that the room itself has such an effect on sound. Where you place the speakers, where you're sitting. So you do need to think of where you might want to be able to place these speakers. If you are able to place them in a great position, in a technically perfect place, then maybe you don't need to do so much with tweaking the sound. But the really great systems are the ones that will allow you to integrate that system into your existing kind of lifestyle. And the other thing that many people don't maybe not realise is that with the vast majority of speakers, where you sit is also really, really important. So traditionally, a lot of speakers, when you start going higher in frequency, they start to narrow the sound. So you only actually get one place in the room, which is getting the best performance. There are some loudspeakers using point source or UniQ technology, which has this huge spread of equal sound, which makes the room actually less of an issue, but also really opens up this sweet spot area. So you can really cover a much wider area, because if I'm sat here and somebody sat next to me, why should we get a different experience? Surely we should be experiencing it in the same way. So these speakers that have much wider dispersion, great for Hong Kong, because we can't adjust the room in many cases, but also we're able to ensure that everybody in the room is able to experience the best.
Music is a great source of entertainment, and listening to music with a high-quality hi-fi can be a magical experience. So guess what? Staying home can be just as fun and entertaining.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find